Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this collapsible kettle. So I got this off of Amazon. Right now it's $41. It comes in 3 different colors. So I read a news article that this was going viral on TikTok because a flight attendant was using this when she travels. So I thought, I got to get one. I never dreamt of a collapsible kettle. So let's do a review. Okay, so inside the bag, yep, it collapses down. Wow, that's pretty cool looking. Okay, so let's expand it. Let's take the lid off. Okay, so now we got to move this handle and connect it up here. There's a release button. So don't break it, don't force it. There's this little release button. And now this lever comes off and we're going to put it in here. Slide it up from the bottom and then attach this top part. There's our kettle. On-off switch. Now you can use this on 110 volts or 220 volts. You just got to use a screwdriver and turn that to where the straight slots show. So right now I'm on 110, so I'm going to use it on 110. There's what the inside looks like. And it feels really nice. There's the power plug that it comes with. We're going to plug it in. It does come with this also. It comes with this travel adapter also. That's a pretty nice thing for Europe. And then to get the other ones, go to unlock, and then those will pop out. So very nice, very neat. Okay, so on the side of the kettle, they're a little hard to see, but the minimum fill line is 300 milliliters, and the maximum is 555 milliliters. Now in the manual, it does say it's 700 watts, 110 to 220 volts, 50 hertz. Okay, so I filled it up. It holds about 3 cups. It's very easy to see where the maximum fill line is. Again, now when you put this lid on, there's an arrow. You want to line up. There's 2 arrows. Make sure you line up these arrows because one's kind of got a little opening for it. So line up the arrows. There's the water in it. It fits on there very nice. Okay, you're simply going to plug the cord in the back, plug it in, and you're going to turn it on. I'll start a stopwatch to see how long it takes. Now, when it's done boiling, the switch is the light will turn off, which means it stops heating the water. But if the switch remains on, which you have to physically turn it off, it'll maintain that temperature. So if you leave the switch on, it's going to boil the water. As the water cools down, it will kick back on again to reboil it. So when you're finished, if you want it to stop completely, just press that back to off. So this came with it, looks like a cup. Pretty neat with a lid. And then it collapses up too. So yeah, this is pretty neat. Seems very well made. Now that switch does have a light in there. So it's starting to heat the water, you can see. Okay, so while it's waiting, the cord back there, the white cord is 28 inches long. And with the handle, you're looking at about 7, almost 6.5 inches. Height-wise, you're around 5 1/4 when it's all the way expanded. So at the 3-minute mark, it's starting to heat up some more. Okay, so almost at the 4 minutes, be careful. The side of this plastic does get really, really hot. The handle's not hot, but we can see it's really starting to boil the water. Okay, so it must be getting close. It's really boiling now. I'm going to leave the lid on. A lot of steam coming out. Be careful. That's really, really hot. Okay, so the light clicked off. I heard a click, but the switch is still on. So now if I'm done, I want to turn that switch on. But if I leave it on, it will kick back on again and reboil that water when it cools down. So let's turn it off. This is not hot, but be careful. There is a bunch of steam coming out. So that took less than 5 minutes. And that water is super hot. Wow. 211 degrees. Okay, so here's where pouring could be a little tricky. You may want to disconnect the plug, but be careful. And again, let's leave this lid on. Ooh, the lid gets a little hot, so be careful. Oops. It does want to collapse on you. So You know, I could see where if you press down, this thing would collapse and the hot water would spill out. So be very careful with it. But let's see how it pours. Wow. So if you take your time, it does pour really nice. And I've got that arrow lined up over here. Yeah, so if you're very careful with it, don't get in a rush, don't try to be rough with it. It does work very nice. The handle's not hot. It pours nice. Yeah. Let's see how it pours without the... So if you want to pour a lot, you can without the lid, but be careful. There's a lot of steam coming out there when I poured that without the lid. Okay, so cleanup. You cannot immerse this in water. You're just going to have to rinse that out. Once in a while, you will have to put some vinegar in there if it gets some hard water deposits. So let's stow it now. Again, there's this release right here. Again, make sure it's all cool because it does take a while to cool. I filled it up with ice and put water in there and cooled it down quickly. So collapse that. Put the lid back on. Okay, so after you take the handle off, you've got to stow this. There's this other attachment. You don't try to put it in that one. You try to put it in that one. Again, you got to move this out of the way. Very nice case. Now, I don't know if you can fit the travel. Let's see. I got the cord. You could probably fit this in there, the other cup. But let's close it down. It's going to be tight just with the cord. Kind of put the cord on one side. I like the case. So the travel charger probably won't fit in there. But that's a very nice, that's a very sturdy case, nice zipper, yeah. And it tells you what it is. I like that. So I had no idea a collapsible kettle even existed, but it's actually, if you're very careful with it, it does a really good job. So I'll put a link to it in my show description notes. I may even post a simple video of it on TikTok since it was going so viral. So I hope this video helps. And again, if you could, please like and subscribe.